My goal is to hit the ball without hitting the box. And the whole point of this, as I'm doing this, is to neutralize the club movement. I want perfect club movement. Now, why the box does that is because it both doesn't allow me to get too far over the top. If I came too far over the top, I'd hit the box. And also, if I came too far inside out, I'd hit the box on the way through. So it gives me a perfect club path regardless of your issue. I want to talk to you today about Live View Golf. Now, you guys hear me say all the time that you need feedback when you're practicing. You need to know if you're actually doing what you're trying to do. And the best way to give yourself feedback ultimately is video. And not only is video the best way to give yourself feedback, but being able to see yourself simultaneously as you're doing a movement is the best form of video feedback. It's the best way I've seen to make changes in your swing and be able to correlate the differences between your feels and your reels. Live View is super easy to use and set up. Simply set it up behind or in front of you. You connect it with your iPad or phone, pop that on the ground. You can actually do your practice, see yourself as you're doing it, the best way to expedite your process. I encourage you guys to check out Live View Golf. We'll put a link in the description down below with a coupon code. Hey guys, Eric here out at the Don Law Golf Academy at beautiful Osprey Point Golf Club in Boca Raton, Florida. In today's video, we're gonna go over the one drill that can fix your entire swing. Now, before I show you that, if you guys would, click that like button down below, click the subscribe, leave a comment down below. What's your favorite drill? What's the drill you do that really helps you get your swing into the groove? Let's keep the conversation going after this video down in the comment section down below. Also, I'd love for you to check out CogornoGolf.com. This drill that we're gonna do actually came as a response to a question of one of our members. And I'm telling you guys, our online coaching is equally as or more effective as the in-person coaching that I've done. Our coaches are all A++, the best coaches in the world, the best feedback that you can get. And that's what we need. We need to be able to see your swing, to be able to give you a structured plan to really take your game to the next level. I would love to see you there at Cogorno Golf. We'll put that link down in the description down below. So as I mentioned, one of the questions that came up with one of our members that I was doing the feedback on was really, hey, what's the best drill that I could do? And this one was at home, which is how this started, for me as I'm practicing into my net. And this is the drill that I gave the gentleman, who will remain unnamed, to do at home. And I'm gonna guide you through it just like I guided him through it. There's a couple key checkpoints, a couple things that I'd like you to do, especially if you're indoors hitting balls at home. 20 to 30 reps a day with this station after I explain it would be perfect. So a couple things here. I've got a cardboard box, a club box right outside the ball. Cardboard box would be beautiful, but really any object that's not like metal would be good, right? So like a shoe box, pillows, maybe not books, but something outside the ball is gonna be part one. And then we've got two objects on the ground, one behind me and one in front, and that's gonna indicate the path that the club head's taking on the way back and on the way through. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you a couple of the checkpoints that we talked about when we're working on this. And this is really one drill that's designed to fix the entire movement of the club path. So this isn't so much about the body motions, but this is gonna fix the way the club works, both on the way back and on the way through. Here's the beauty of this. The object outside of the ball. So the gentleman I was working with, during his backswing, his club head actually worked outside that ball line right away during the backswing. Now imagine this with me. If there was a line from this ball to a target that went back and forth forever, and that was a wall that stood up, my club should never go outside of that line, ever. It shouldn't go outside of that line on the way back, it shouldn't go outside of that line on the way down, and it shouldn't go outside of that line on the way through. This club should be constantly working in and up on the way back, in and up, down and out to contact, and then back in and up, like a perfect circle around my body. That's why we put the box outside to start with. So when you take your setup position, I'm gonna give you about an inch outside the club head. I do this with a pitching wedge 9 or 8 iron. And the first thing we're gonna do is set that up. I'll just clip one here so you can see what that looks like. My goal is to hit the ball without hitting the box. And the whole point of this, as I'm doing this, is to neutralize the club movement. I want perfect club movement. Now, why the box does that is because it both doesn't allow me to get too far over the top. If I came too far over the top, I'd hit the box. And also, if I came too far inside out, I'd hit the box on the way through. So it gives me a perfect club path regardless of your issue. Also, during the takeaway, it gives me constant maintenance of where the club's going. So if I go too far out, I'd hit the box, or the toe would get too close to the box. If I go too far in, I've gotten too far away from the box. So I can always monitor my club path on the way back by the distance of the toe of the club relative to the box. I'll give you checkpoints on that in a minute. And I can monitor my follow through. How close is the club to the box? Again, regardless of if you're too far inside out, over the top, it fixes all of it. So box outside, number one. The second thing is going to be the sticks on the ground. Now, if this was my target line, straight down the target line, I've got a stick on the ground behind about a foot. The edge of the stick's about a foot behind the ball, and it goes in on about a 15-degree angle. So just a little bit in of normal, and same thing on the way through. And what this is going to indicate on my way back is I want the club head traveling over that stick as I work in, so slightly in. On the way back, we'll just start to hip high. I want it to travel back down, right back over the top of that stick, hit the ball, and then I want it to travel over this front stick into my follow through. So what I'm trying to give myself is a visualization of the club head traveling, arcing in, back out, and back in, a perfect circle for all of us. Let's go ahead and hit one with that. So I'm missing the box, I'm going in to in, just a circle right around my body. I'm just gonna start with a hip high, hip high. Perfect. And that's why we titled this one, and I say, hey, it can fix your whole swing, because it really can. It shows you the faults you have with the club movement on all sides. Now, how I would practice this, and what we did with the gentleman, was a couple other key checkpoints, right? The club head's working in over this stick. I said, hey, let's go to about hip high first, and let's make sure the club face is tilted down. So about the same angle as my spine angle. The toe is in front of the heel. Let's go back down this angle, not miss the box, or not hit the box on the way through, and then let's match that on the way through. Let's do the same thing. Let's have the club head the same angle as my back line. So tilted down here, and then looking this way in my follow through. So that was gonna be level one. Hey, can we go hip high, miss the box, get this club working over there's my visualization, my club path, perfect club path with a neutral club face. And that was gonna be part one. And what I had him build up to is gonna be, hey, phase one in your practice is gonna be just that. Now, once that gets easier, then what I ultimately want to build this up to is to arms parallel to the ground in the backswing, arms parallel to the ground in the follow through. This is what I want you to ultimately do. I'd like for you to hit 20 to 30 shots with a box outside the ball with these two markers for club path, 20 to 30 reps, foam or wiffle ball at home, daily, right, for the next 4 weeks, like a little 4-week challenge. And let's see how much your swing changes. I say, hey, let's go back, left arm, so club head goes over this, left arm's parallel to the ground, club head comes back over that until right arm parallel to the ground. So left arm parallel, right arm parallel. Perfect circle with the club head missing the box. Let's do one more. Left arm parallel, right arm parallel. And that's ultimately what I wanted him to practice with, to get his swing working on a perfect circle, to get the club face angles good, to neutralize all this. And what you're going to notice is a lot of your body motions and other things start to change and correct themselves, or make it a whole heck of a lot easier to change those and fix those. Now, if you guys did enjoy this, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Like I mentioned, we're going to put a card on the screen with a similar style video that I know will help you. If you do want myself and our coaches to look at your swing, to give you specific feedback, to build you a specific plan to really help take your game to the next level, we would love to work with you at Cogorno Golf. We'll put that on the screen as well. We'd love to see you there.